Well, some garden pests and weeds need a stronger hint to disappear, but are you using those chemicals correctly? In the garden this morning with KCAL 9's Sylvia Lopez, she shows us how to read labels on some common garden products.
We are in the garden today talking about how to use chemicals with Nick Federoff from thingsgreen.com.
And
Nick,
how you doing?
I'm great.
Doing well,
thank you.
thank
A lot of people don't even read. I mean, there's always all kinds of instructions attached to these chemicals that we buy.
Yeah, I have to tell you something. First off, we have to set some ground rules.
Okay.
I'm a believer in what is called IPM, or Integrated Pest Management. And Integrated Pest Management means that you do whatever you can naturally, organically,
Sure.
and then you slowly bring in the chemicals, because chemicals have their place.
Right.
And if you're going to end up using the chemicals, there's a lot of information on there. But what really fascinates me is that if we come into our home, these are common items that I pulled out of my office in my house. Look at what's going on over here. Here we have this, and down over here it says danger on it. You
didn't see that,
yeah.
Right?
Now, I believe right here, this one says caution. We have to find it over here. I'm not too sure where it says it, but I'm sure it does say it over there.
Your household bleach,
Your household bleach is information.
Sure.
Look at this. We have our kids playing on our carpet.
Right.
Look at this one. This one says, let's see, it says caution on there.
Right.
So what I'm trying to get at is that there's actually three major names that we have to worry about. It's caution, that's down here. Warning, that's down here.
Right.
Danger, that's up here.
Way up there.
That's way up there.
Okay.
And so that tells you the toxicity of what we're using.
Okay.
Now, let's move all this into the yard and garden.
Okay.
The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, has a lot of guidelines for these different chemicals that we use. And when the chemicals are used properly and they're used the way the directions say,
right,
there's no problem with them.
You got to take the time, though, to read that.
You got to take the time.
Okay.
And you have to have a good set of glasses, because look how tiny all this is.
I will definitely need my glasses.
Now,
for
one
that.
of the things you're going to find on here, of course, is how to use the product.
Okay.
Not only how to use it as far as how much to put inside the water, but also what kind of clothes to put on.
Okay.
Because this right here,
basic.
if you start spraying your arm, it's going to absorb through your body, and then you could have potential problems.
Right.
Okay. You're also going to find written on the labels, you're going to find information like telephone numbers, who to call if there is a problem. You're going to find the different pests.
Right.
That it's a pest or the weeds that are on there, because you just don't want to go spraying everything because you feel like spraying it.
Right.
You see? So those are also things there that are really for them.
Also, what time of day? I mean, isn't that...
It says it on the label.
Right.
Read the label.
You can't just spray it in the morning when things have just been watered. It's sometimes 2 days after watering,
when those Santa Ana winds kick in. Last thing you want to do is spraying and then just come right back at you.
Right.
We don't want to do that. So it does. You're right. It mentions that
Very
stuff on there.
particular.
Now, another thing that's really kind of fun and interesting is that you have these kind of products now that are inclusive. In other words, all you do is you hook up a hose, and then this acts as a siphon. It slurps up the chemical inside. It sprays it out, and the water never touches inside of here. So that when you're done with all this, you just stop your hose, and then you could store it. Which brings me to my next point. After we use our chemicals, just like our household ones, keep out of children's way, keep them away from the pets, do that. We want to do the same thing with our chemicals. Keep them out of the way. Put them in an area in the garage where it's dark and it's cool, and maybe inside a container, so that in the slight chance it does leak, and it's not going to leak, in the slight chance that it leaks inside the container. And of course, before you put it away, wipe off the container. You really want to wipe it off, because what's going to happen when you see this stuff and you don't know what's inside of it?
Exactly.
So keep it clean, keep it good, and then read the label. All the way down to our fertilizers. We have fertilizers that have weed killer in there. And it's okay to have that as long as you read the label. And again, if you want to go the natural, if you want to go to the biological, if you want to go the organic way, you could do that too. What I would suggest doing, come to my website. I have information on there, thingsgreen.com, and a free PDF for you to use and see exactly what we're talking about.
All right, always read the label. Thanks, Nick.